Hey, what's up guys? Baby Dad Ezrael here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I get into the content, thank you so much for everyone who gave me feedback on my first video. I apologize that the audio was a little on the quieter side. I'm not a video editing master by any means at all. I don't really never used these programs before. So I just appreciate your patience and cooperation while I go ahead and figure it out, and I'll get better as time goes by. Be sure to remember to like and subscribe, guys. It really does help me a lot. It encourages me to go on. And yeah, I know I did say that my YouTube channel is supposed to be about video gaming and parenting, incorporating the two together. I promise the next video will incorporate parenting in some way, shape, or form. There's just been a lot of juicy news in the video game world lately, and I really wanted to cover. For anyone who doesn't know, right now is League of Legends 10-year anniversary, and as part of the anniversary, they've announced who the next champion is going to be, and that's Senna. So in honor of that, I've gone ahead and recorded a Thresh game I thought was pretty good and used her theme as the background music. For anyone who is interested, I used to be a Diamond player, and if you want to see any guides to help you out to get out of the Olympic Elo, silver and gold, I can go ahead and make general guides or strong champions to pick to help you climb. If you're interested, just let me know in the comments below. So there's been a lot of hype in the video game community lately, specifically with Riot Games and Activision Blizzard. You can find snippets of conversations about the two giants on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, basically anywhere. Riot released a ton of games and projects they currently have in development as part of their 10-year anniversary, and many people were excited yet anxious to see what Blizzard was going to announce this time around for Blizzcon. I don't think I need to remind anyone what happened last year that started them to go on this downward spiral of their reputation that they just seem to keep screwing up over time. But let's just watch it again one more time because it's just so good.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No.
That's literally never gonna get old, guys. That guy's basically a legend at this point. And in all honesty, I love the shade that Riot Games threw at that particular scene. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was in their TFT mobile announcement, but I'll put it here so you guys see it, just so you can see what I'm talking about.
One more thing. From the moment we launched TFT, players have been asking for a mobile version of the game. It turns out, you guys actually do have phones. So by popular demand, we're announcing Teamfight Tactics as its own separate app for iOS and Android devices.
I don't know if Riot is just smug or if they're just trolling the hell out of Blizzard, but god, that comment was just glorious. I was literally laughing out loud when I saw that, when they were throwing that shade against it. But in all honesty, it was pretty bad on Blizzard's part. That's kind of one of the reasons why their reputation was in the dumpster then. It still kind of is now because other things have popped up over time. But oh gosh, that was a good one, I have to admit. But that's honestly a good way to get into the real meat of the video. It's this idea of Riot versus Blizzard. The way I interpreted Riot's move of their wave of announcements is that they are basically throwing down the gauntlet and challenging Blizzard to their title of like a #1 gaming company around. I'm glad Blizzard responded strongly with a really well-endowed first day of BlizzCon this year after how disastrous last year was, but we'll have to see what else is in store for tomorrow, see if they can follow up with it strongly. What I mean by Riot throwing the glove in Blizzard's face to challenge them is that they're branching out from one game and one image to their identity to multiple facets to give them a different look at what their company is about, which will appeal to a larger audience. Now, granted, it took them 10 years and all their projects are still within the League universe, but they're going from simply a MOBA game with a auto chess mini side game to many different genres of gaming that will appeal to, like I said, that grander audience and entail more people into their company. Just kidding, guys, it only took them 9.5 years, my bad. I actually forgot that Blizzard's 15-year anniversary was less than a month ago, so you can definitely bet that part of that was taken into consideration of what games they were going to need to announce to really recover from their lack of reputation being good over what happened from last year's BlizzCon all the way up to this point. You got the incident with China and their civil rights, and you got the incident with Blizzard withholding the prize pool money from the WoW Arena Grand Championship, and then massive layoffs at the company studios themselves. So lots of bad, not a lot of really good news. So they really needed it this year to save their backs, really. Anyway, about Riot's challenge to Blizzard, if you missed it from their 10-year anniversary announcement, here's a list of everything that they said that they've got in development and will be shown or released sometime in the near future. They're probably aiming for 2020, I believe is what they said. Riot announced a lot of projects they were working on. I was honestly surprised with the amount that they had. They announced a free-to-play card game that had heavily emphasized that it's free-to-play friendly. They announced that they're working on a first-person shooter. They announced that they're also working on a fighting game. We got an epic picture here with Ari versus Darius. Looks pretty sick. They announced also an animated TV series, which there's tons of people out there that wish Blizzard would do something similar with Warcraft, but at this point it's still just a dream. They also announced something called Project L, and were pretty vague about it, only saying that they let you explore the world of Runeterra with your friends. I'm not sure if they're hinting some kind of mobile adventure game with augmented reality like Pokemon Go, but the hype train is cruising for sure. This doesn't even include other projects such as Wild Rift, which is League's take on taking the MOBA to console and mobile, TFT's mobile announcement, and the first expansion, I guess, to go with it with Rise of the Elements, the Carmel Social Impact Fund, a nonprofit for charities, and Esports Manager, which is apparently a game that explores the climate and ecosystem of what it's like to be in the esports world, signing players and building world-class teams. They also announced a documentary about League's history, but no one's really interested in that, I'm sure, unless it's just a 2-hour presentation about Faker, the god of gods. Riot's really throwing themselves out there saying like, hey, we're not a MOBA PC only game company anymore. We're going to expand our horizons and we're going to appeal to a larger audience, and anyone that we can get from our audience from Blizzard's a win. That means more money for us and less money for Blizzard. This isn't even taking into consideration the other factors outside of the game that was already going really well for Riot, such as their involvement in comic books. Also, community collaboration is really heavily emphasized and important to the company. Needless to say, Riot released a lot of new things coming in their foreseeable future that a lot of people are really excited for. Yeah, they had their own PR blunders as well, let's not lie, but it doesn't seem to have impacted their reputation anywhere near as detrimental as it did for Blizzard. Speaking of Blizzard, what other company do we know that has a few MOBA games, a card game, a few person shooters, comic books, all that kind of involvement that does something really similar to what Riot Games is trying to do now? Not trying to take sides here or anything, but maybe they should count themselves lucky that League of Legends didn't announce that they're working on a MMORPG right now, because I've actually seen some comments in some Facebook groups of how some people have expressed interest in something like that, and if they developed an MMORPG, which they easily could with the universe and world and lore building that they have, it'd be pretty successful. I'm sure it could maybe, I don't know if it would challenge World of Warcraft, but it would definitely be up there. That was a few weeks ago, and at the time of this recording, Blizzcon is currently underway at the time, with some big game announcements including Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, WoW's next X-Pack Shadowlands, and much more on the way, I'm sure. This puts some faith back into the company, which they so desperately needed after all these public relation blunders that they've suffered over the last year. I mean, I guess they always do have Diablo Immortals again, but I don't think anyone wants to hear anything more about that. After the last year of disappointment after disappointment to Blizzard from their fans and other aspects that have caused their reputation to suffer, things were looking kind of grim for a while. They really needed to make a big move to restore faith and trust back into the fans, and boy did they deliver this year. And with good reason. We know that Riot threw down the gauntlet, slapping Blizzard in the face with the duelist glove, and Blizzard responded appropriately and very strongly with their move. But the one thing that I would say that Riot has over Blizzard is just how much power they have in the esports realm. League of Legends esports populace is immensely vast. If they aren't the top #1 esports game in the world, then they're certainly up there along the names of Fortnite and Counter-Strike. I'm not knocking on Blizzard and saying their esports crowd is awful. They got Hearthstone and Overwatch, which are both pretty popular in the esports world. The League's already cloud-breaking pinnacle is only going to grow larger the more content they release and the more different genres or games that they'll be involved in. And you may be wondering, why am I using esports as the example that Riot could take over Blizzard in the near future? And it's because esports has become a huge phenomenon in just the most recent years. 50 years ago in our parents' generation, it was the dream to go to college to make a 6-figure income. 18-year-olds today, they want to stay home, stream, create YouTube content, or be a pro player and still make 6 figures. I take a quick pause right here, guys. This play was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a little on the telegraph side, but it looked cool nonetheless. So good. Not bad if you don't mind me saying. And everything I'm saying is really just strictly my opinion. I don't know everything and I certainly can't see the future. But the thing that I would believe is that those who have the most power over the control, over the flow of the esports world in the future will also have the most say on how everything will take place down the road. What I'm saying is that as esports becomes bigger and bigger over the years, and it becomes some people's ambition, it becomes some people's dream, and then they make it a reality, they've only got so much time in any given day to devote what they're going to do with creating content, relaxing in their free time and all that fun stuff. And they're going to have to come to a point of, am I going to choose Riot Games and League of Legends and what they're doing, or if I'm going to choose Blizzard and their games and what they're doing for my day? And it's going to come to a point where these two heads of companies are going to constantly be bashing against each other head to head. I mean, they've been doing that for a long time now, despite having completely different types of games. They're both huge game companies, but it's only going to get worse as time goes by. And you may think whatever I'm saying right now sounds dumb because, well, I play both WoW and I play League of Legends, so what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I play League of Legends and Warcraft both. I'm not going to say I don't. They're both fun games, and I play them for different reasons and different occasions. Sometimes I play one with friends, and sometimes I play with them by myself. But the whole point that I'm saying, that as widely accepted esports and pursuing it as a career becomes more and more acceptable over the years. I mean, you see pictures like this guy, 16-year-old, won the Fortnite World Championship, wins over $3 million, that people are not going to keep playing both of them at the same time, at least not on the level of, for fun or for entertainment or content creating purposes. One will be left in the dust at any given point. Sometimes it could be Blizzard and sometimes it will be League. And that's what I felt like really what Riot was trying to get at with all that they're announcing, all the different projects that they got their hands in, and trying to push it out at such a quick pace. They're basically telling Blizzard and really any other game company out there that, hey, we're already one of the top dogs in the esports world, and we're already one of the best video game companies in the world. Well, we're not going to settle for second. First place is what we're really after, and we're going to do that this way. So you need to step up, or you need to get out of our way. And please don't take it that way that I'm knocking on Blizzard or I'm favoring Riot over Blizzard. I love both their games, and I do love World of Warcraft and other games done by Blizzard. Hearthstone, Overwatch was fun, all that fun stuff. And I'm not saying that this is like the doom of Blizzard. Is Blizzard dying? Is World of Warcraft dying? Is Activision kill Blizzard? That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that while they will always be present, I don't think they're going to be as dominant in the future. And the reason why is because of their lack of really strong presence in the esports world that is really becoming what part of the future is going to look like. And, I'd really like to hear what your guys' thoughts and opinions are on this matter that I'm talking about now as well. Leave it in the comments, and I'll respond back. And I really am curious to see what you guys think. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, maybe you think I'm a freaking idiot because you don't know what the hell I'm spouting about. But that's okay. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I want to know what you think the direction this is going to go for both Blizzard and Riot Games. The other reason why I think Riot could take over Blizzard in the near future is because of their take on mobile gaming. And what I mean by that is that they're not just shelling out something for the money's sake on mobile. They're delivering an experience that they already had onto the mobile device, and they fine-tuned it for that console. Now, I'm not saying that Blizzard didn't try to do that with Diablo Immortals, but what I will say is that Blizzard definitely took it the wrong approach, the way that they really should have, and it really suffered because of that. And, I understand that there is a huge, I don't want to say discrepancy with mobile gamers, but there's definitely a reputation with mobile gamers, let's just be honest. And yeah, mobile gamers suck. Mobile gamers can't play games on real consoles. Some people think mobile gaming is just stupid. It's really just used for farm heroes, like those internet browser Facebook games or something really similar to that. But you can't deny that mobile gaming has become such a huge business for game making companies. I mean, it's grown up to be over a 60, almost $70 billion industry in just recent years, really just the recent years. And the games are over the years are becoming more and more sophisticated, and League of Legends has capitalized it in the appropriate manner that they were supposed to. But that's not to say that Blizzard won't combat them some way. I mean, we got Call of Duty Mobile. It's actually a pretty fun game. I'd recommend anyone who was really a true COD fan back in the Activision days of Modern Warfare 2 to try it. It's pretty fun in all honesty. And yeah, I know that's not exactly Blizzard, but my whole point is that they can capitalize it as well. They can always try it again in the future. The problem is now they're going to have to combat the such negative press reputation, the huge negative feedback that they got from Diablo Immortals. It's not going to be as easy for them, and they're not going to be as likely to try it. They're going to miss out on a huge market there unless they try again. One thing that I should say is that I'm not saying that Riot Games will take over Blizzard in one fell swoop, one massive wave, and just completely drown out the company. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that over these last couple of years, the growing development of Riot Games, the increasing growing development of Blizzard Entertainment, they've been more or less neck and neck, always at the same pinnacle. But I think over the course of time, given the factors I mentioned with Riot Games, they'll slightly take a lead a little bit more and a little bit more as time goes by, and then it'll become apparent of who really is the top gaming company. If you compare the two companies side by side, you'd see that while they are fundamentally different on a lot of levels, they're also very similar on other levels as well. Back in 2018, Riot's second quarter revenue reported $1.4 billion, and Blizzard for 2018 for second quarter had reported $1.63 billion in net revenue. I've actually been waiting, honestly, for the announcement of when Teamfight Tactics would be taken to mobile. I've been waiting for it. It's been a huge anticipation for me, and I'm just one example of someone who wants a Riot Games product on their mobile device. And yeah, like we've said again, mobile is not the priority for a PC gaming company, but the whole point is they're capitalizing on that target audience. They're capitalizing on that chance that they've got to take advantage of. Blizzard tried and they failed miserably because they weren't really paying attention of who their target audience was, and more importantly, they ignored what their fans actually wanted. The fans are the ones who controls how well a company does, and over the years Blizzard has made some questionable decisions of if they really care about their fans or not. Sometimes when a giant gets too large, they forget who's really in charge, who makes them successful. One more pause, guys, to watch this Thresh play. It was not like the game-winning deciding play, but I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't the game-winning play, but it was the play that put us in a really good position to push the game forward to try to close it out and win the game. Like I said before, guys, if you're interested in seeing some guides to help you get out of what is called like the Olympic ELO, iron, bronze, silver, gold, just let me know in the comments and I can work on that as well. I'm not really comfortable on how to get out of gold into platinum and diamond because I was diamond 4 or 5 seasons ago, but I know enough about the game and played it enough where I could easily get out of gold. I think I smurf on like 3 different accounts every season and only play probably 20 to 30 games on each account to get to gold. So let me know what you want to see and I can work on it too. Anyways, getting back to the topic at hand. What I mean is that all gaming companies are guilty at one point or another in their lifespan. Did they really care what their fans wanted, or were they really just in it for the bottom dollar? We're gonna put out some kind of crap product. Maybe it's not crap, but it's some product that the fans didn't really want. But we're gonna put it out anyway because really it just comes down to the money. We're gonna profit off of this and we're gonna make the money or make our investment back. It may not have been what the fans wanted, but you know what? We made it because we're a business and we need to make money first. However, the other problem is that not only did Blizzard not really care, at least in that particular moment, what their fans wanted, they also really made fun of and put down their fans and said something along the lines of like, how dare you don't buy this product, you don't like this product that we made for you guys, even though it's not what you wanted and what you have been wanting for years. I mean, it had been literally years since last year. I'm saying at the time of that Diablo Immortals announcement, it had been literally years and fans of Diablo were begging for something new, and this is what they got in return. And there was also a lot of discrepancy, a lot of rumors of what it was actually going to be that year. People were thinking it was going to be Diablo 4. Instead, they get some mobile version that literally nobody asked for. And to make matters worse, not only did Blizzard give them something that they didn't want, they made fun of them. They put them down for it with that stupid ass comment of, "Do you guys not have phones?" And, you know, I've never talked in an audience of hundreds, if not thousands of fans. So, you know, I got to give it to the developers. I'm sure that they were under some high pressure. The gun was definitely under their chin at that point. But was that comment really necessary? I mean, that just kind of destroyed any credibility that they had at that particular moment. It's actually funny. You can find videos on YouTube titled something along the lines of like the moment where Diablo died at BlizzCon 2018, because it's really true. I mean, it was just not a necessary comment. He didn't act professional. He got mad when the fans got angry over getting something that they didn't ask for. And like I said, he was in a high pressure situation, but that was not the way to handle it. In the end, though, only time will tell what will happen between the feud of Riot Games versus Activision Blizzard. Everything that I said these last 20 minutes could just be complete crap, or also maybe there's some truth in what I'm saying. I don't know. We need to see more of what's happening at BlizzCon tomorrow, as well as, you know, what are the other future plans for not only Blizzard but for Riot Games as well. You know, the market is something that's constantly developing over the course of time, but we'll have to see who capitalizes on better and who takes advantage of the opportunities like that. And right now, I give it to Riot Games. But that's all I got for this video, guys. My commentary and the game playing is coming to an end. This is actually, these last few plays is kind of what I would like to say, quote, the game-winning plays. I caught out the Anivia, the mid, and then I caught out Jinx, so there was no way they could defend against us. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below, and please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Be strong and we'll stay